Hey guys, it's October, so you know what that means? It's spooky time. Welcome guys to Spooky Skywars. It's October, Spooktober, whatever you want to call it. It's that time of year where people are starting to celebrate Halloween. I live in New Zealand, man. I don't celebrate Halloween. I'm too busy worshipping sheep and making fun of Australians, so I don't really know what I'm talking about or what I'm doing. All I know is everyone else is doing it, so I may as well make a Skywars series out of it, because I don't know what else to do. I got like 2 weeks of free time. I'm on the school holidays. I don't have anything else to do. So let's record a Halloween series. So yeah, I guess what the sort of idea of this is, we're using all the Halloween cosmetics, so you saw at the beginning of that. That guy was god bridging, what the hell? Oh, he's hacking. Wow, great start. So yeah, we're using Halloween cosmetics like that cool looking tombstone cage. We got the lightning kill effect, which hopefully we'll see later on. And we're using the mob kits because that's the scariest thing in the game. I have no idea what to expect from this because I have a firm belief that mob kits are the most useless things in Skywars. I don't know why they exist. Very rarely are mobs actually useful or helpful. So yeah, I do not know what to expect from this. Wait a minute, did that skeleton just do something? Holy, that is news to me. Maybe this is something that we'll be discovering that mob kits are actually good. But yeah, the last thing I wanted to talk about Spooky Skywars is that naturally we'll be talking about some spooky, scary stuff. And I live a pretty boring life, so don't expect anything too crazy. I don't go around haunted buildings or anything. The scariest thing I've ever been in was like a mirror maze or something. Actually, that is true. I'll talk about that in a second. Let's just stab this guy. Yeah, now that I've mentioned that, it's just gonna sound like really pathetic that I was in a mirror maze and that was scary. I can explain, guys, don't worry. But that'll be next round because I have to kill this guy first, and my lack of commentary skills means I cannot focus on anything uh, that's more than I can't even speak. I can't focus on more than one thing at once, and I have to focus on killing this guy like that. There we go. There was the lightning kill effect. We did a thing. Let's go talk about a mirror maze and why it was scary. So yeah, this was a while ago. I must have been maybe 10 years old. I don't know. I was a primary student. You know, I timid little thing. I'm an introvert, and I was like a mega introvert back then. But basically, we were going on a school trip to this sort of cool science museum thing. I'm not gonna say its name because I'm 90% sure they do not exist anywhere else other than the place where I live, which is New Zealand. Like I said before, that guy was hacking. Are you kidding me? Really? Bro, these hackers are really trying to ruin my day today. So yeah, we were going to the science museum thing, and I'm a big science nerd, so I was probably enjoying myself. And basically, eventually we came to the mirror maze, which I guess really isn't that sciencey. Now that I look back on it, it was probably just something for the kids of the age that I was back then. And you know, we were primary students. We saw a mirror maze, and the first thing that came to our minds was, it's time to speedrun this. So we went in and tried to run through it as fast as possible, completely ignoring the no running signs. And I quickly found out why those signs existed, because some idiot thought it was a good idea to go through it backwards. So I was just busy speedrunning this maze. I'd probably already memorized it because, you know, younger me just had that much commitment to running this thing as fast as possible. So yeah, I was just running through it, and this idiot just was running through it backwards. And I turned a corner, and because it's like, you'd think it's like a mirror maze, right? So you'd see them coming. But it was just like, at a particular angle, I did not see him, and I just like, ran directly into them. And like, that was like the biggest jump scare I ever remember. And the fact that it's so long ago, and I still remember it, so surely you guys get an idea of how traumatizing this was. I still go into mirror mazes these days. It's not like that traumatic, but like it was traumatic for like younger me. I was just like sitting there crying for like a good half hour or something. I don't know. Younger me was a pretty timid thing, so yeah, that was probably the most like jump scared I've ever been. I don't really watch horror movies or play horror games. I'm just not really into that, so I don't really get jump scared that much. But that memory, that was scary, man. I don't know what to say. I I ran into someone. The more I talk about this, the more I realize that this is just really pathetic. Um, but let's talk about something else. Let's talk about my greatest fear, which, I mean, it's not my greatest fear anymore. I don't really know what my greatest fear is because, like I said, I live a pretty boring life of worshipping sheep. So I don't really have very many fears that are like super big. I mean, I guess I'm like scared of normal things. Like if you put me on the side of a cliff, I'm gonna be a little bit afraid, like normal people. But basically, yeah. So back a while ago, again, this is I was younger, but this was a truly traumatic experience. My mother has a habit of keeping candy in the car for like really long times for like the occasion of like a road trip or something. And basically, I'm pretty sure half of these would have been expired, but we were on a road trip and we were finally burning through these candy supplies. We got a compass so I can actually go find this guy. So we were finally burning through these candy supplies and she came across this bag of KitKats. Now, it was still sealed and everything, and it was probably like a good year or two old. But you know, it's a sealed bag, so you'd expect them to be fine, right? So we open up these KitKats, and you know, she passes a few around. Now, another thing is that like she's really conservative with these things. Like she's gonna try and make this bag last the entire like, I don't know, 10-day trip. Can we kill this guy and then talk about the rest of the story in the next game? I can't focus on more than one thing at once. We've already established this. Die. Yeah. Die. There we go. Let's go. Subscribe for more content. Now, I don't remember exactly when the story took place, but I know I was for sure a lot younger than I am now, so let's just say 7. So 7-year-old me, what you must understand is that, you know, my parents did not allow me to have much chocolate or candy because, you know, it's unhealthy, so obviously the parents are going to try and reduce the amount of sugar going into 7-year-old Dr. Cube. So every time I went into the car and saw this unopened bag of Kit Kats, I would just be waiting desperately, dreaming of the next road trip for them to finally be opened and consumed, and I could just finally try a Kit Kat, because I don't think I would have had many Kit Kats in my life at this point. Otherwise, this would not have been such a big thing for me. So yeah, I finally received this Kit Kat. Did my mobs just do something? Holy! Back to the story. So I finally got this Kit Kat, and like I said, I'd been waiting for this moment for a long time. I've been preparing my entire life for this moment. I had watched the TV commercials. I knew what to do. So I took this Kit Kat. I opened it, and oh wait, that was the last guy. Oh, GG. So 7-year-old me broke open this Kit Kat, took it out of the wrapper, and like I said, I'd seen the TV commercials. I knew what to do. I snapped it in half horizontally, just like they do. And thank God I did, because out crawled these maggots. Now, like I said, I hadn't really had many Kit Kats before, but I knew that wasn't supposed to happen. That's not really part of the design of a Kit Kat, but for these bugs, which I'd never seen in my life before, to crawl out of them. This was not a design feature, to my knowledge. So 7-year-old me was naturally terrified. Like, you don't just wait several months to eat this chocolatey snack for maggots to come out. I mean, not that I knew that they were maggots. I mean, I'm just guessing they were maggots. I know it was some sort of bug. I don't really remember the story insanely well. I just remember that for the next few years of my life, Kit Kats were my greatest fear, and I will never forget that. That I think it's hilarious, and I mean, kind of pathetic. I mean, let's not forget sheep worshipping New Zealander. You can't expect much out of me. I just give me some slack, okay? I was young, and I was a scared man, scared boy of Kit Kats, and yeah, that's my story of what used to be my greatest fear. Again, I don't really know if I have a greatest fear anymore. I don't know. One day I'll probably run into something and just be absolutely terrified, and I will tell you if that happens. Don't worry. If something happens to me, 9 out of 10 chance that I will make some sort of content out of it. I have nothing better to do with my life. So yeah, anyway, I guess that's all the stories I have for this first episode of Spooky Skywars. I just have to kill this last guy. Okay. Uninstalling the game. So guys, that was the first episode of Spooky Skywars. I hope to release the next one next week. I'll be using a different kit. I think from this episode, I guess mobs aren't terrible. I mean, they did some stuff, but I still hate the fact that they steal your armor and just overall they stop you from bridging. I don't like them. I guess that wasn't the main point of the video. You now know my greatest fear from when I was younger and my scariest ever moment because I'm a New Zealander. I worship sheep. Nothing else interesting happens other than running into people in mazes at high speeds. Yeah. Um, Subscribe if you enjoyed, and go watch more videos. You don't have anything better to do. Go do it. Yeah.